So Mary, while we go back to 2006, I was doing a
Hmm.
workshop for the Transformational Prayer International
Hmm.
Convention,
Right?
and it was really centered on how to know you're really doing a good job
Hmm.
as a facilitator, and how do you test things out, and how do you make sure that you're giving people the best ministry you can.
Hmm.
And I remember you coming up to me back in 2006 with Karen,
Right.
and just the eagerness that was in your eyes to learn
Hmm.
more and to maybe
Hmm.
make a further connection than
Right.
just one little workshop. And so I've appreciated the journey all along the way as we
Hmm.
move forward in our relationship, and as I was invited down to Dallas and just felt like I was welcomed in immediately as
Hmm.
family. I just
Right.
really felt that. It was
Right.
fantastic. And to be able to work with some of the people that you were working with, that you were kind of having a few issues trying to help them get through some of those hurdles. And so as we ministered down there, you really, like, your eyes just opened up to even more possibilities of how we can best get
Hmm.
out of the way
Hmm.
and allow the
Right.
Spirit of Christ to do his work in even more powerful ways than you were already seeing.
Right.
So skip ahead to 2010, after we've built this relationship that we just really believe that God was calling
Hmm.
CrossCounsel Dallas to emerge. And I felt like that we had here in Madison just adopted y'all down there. And it's just been so fun to watch you grow facilitators, and you and Karen go
Hmm.
on missions
Yeah.
trips, and I've been able to join you. It's
Yep.
just been fun.
Hmm.
And now it's
Hmm.
time for even another transition that I
Right.
know you're eager to share with everybody.
Well, I haven't been able to really devote my time completely to the ministry because financially, when you came along, seems like a horrible time to even start a ministry or be involved in anything nonprofit because I was poor and didn't really have a really good means of support. But God provided an accounting business that I had been working in. It really, really, really grew. And that's been a huge blessing for me. But I feel clearly now that God is saying it's time to lay aside the accounting business, not fully, but partially at least, and focus fully on the ministry and to do the things that I know He's called us to do. So that's what I'm doing. It's a big risk because financially that's what supported me, the accounting work. But He really confirmed it to me when right about the same time, a family member of mine, a young girl who does accounting, got laid off from her job, and she knows the software that I use. She can pick up just like that what I do, and so I felt like this is God's way to say, here's someone who needs the work that I've grown and built for you.
Hmm.
And she loves the independent lifestyle that gives her to work as you need to. And I know that they'll be all taken care of
Hmm.
because I'll be supervising her. So that confirmed to me that God was saying, hey, I can do this for you. So do the things that I'm asking you to do and to throw yourself into it wholeheartedly,
Hmm.
which is what my desire has been all along, right?
Right.
But when he's asking me to do a better job of mentoring our new facilitators or to do more ministry or go to another country or write the book that
Hmm.
we've talked about, I've got the needs and the demands of my accounting practice that are always pulling on me. So I've not been able to do those things. So
Hmm.
now I'm going to be able to. So I'm excited that that's going to happen
Hmm.
now, that I made that decision, and we'll see what God does with that.
Yeah, it's just incredible how things have grown, and just some of the connections that we could not have
Hmm.
manufactured.
Right.
I mean, just with your time being up here, that somebody
Hmm.
from your area,
Hmm.
he
Right.
didn't even know you were going to be up here, and we were able to do some ministry with him that was much needed. He'd been in other environments where
Hmm.
I think he felt like things really didn't change that much,
Right.
and for him to
Hmm.
meet God in a new way
Yeah.
up here in Madison, and then to be able to transition him and his family, it'll be interesting to see what
That was
happens there.
funny.
And it's things that we can't orchestrate.
Right. Hmm.
So you look at that and you just know that God's hand is in it. We just want to cooperate
Hmm.
with what He's doing.
Absolutely.
And also just the irony of what we do in ministry is really to help people get set free,
Right.
not just manage their pain better, not just to hop along on these crutches,
Hmm.
but to really be set free in certain areas in their
Hmm.
life where they can't even explain, I'm not feeling this anymore.
Right.
I'm not triggered by this. I'm not trying not to be triggered.
Right.
I'm just not reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the same way, when people come alongside you to support you in this endeavor, or the
Mm-hmm.
step of faith that you're taking, they're in a sense helping buy some of your freedom to
Right.
be able to minister to others to bring freedom as well.
Right.
So I know what that's been like for my family
Mm-hmm.
since 2000. We jumped off, and God has been faithful
Mm-hmm.
in those things. There's been rough patches, but in
Wow.
those He grows us. So I look forward to people jumping on board to support something that God is truly in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I really feel like it's a new chapter of effectiveness, but also God's ability to be able to do so much more than we could ever imagine. And not because he couldn't before, but because I was limited before.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that limitation won't be there. And so I'm excited for what that's going to look like. And I really hope that people catch the vision of that
Mm-hmm.
and want to support CrossCounsel Dallas. We've got several other people that are ministering, that are involved, that would love to be more involved. But if I'm not involved full time, they don't have a way for us to facilitate that to happen. So it's going to be good in ways we can't imagine.
Right. Yeah, as God broadens the window of opportunity for you, because now there's a somewhat limited window where you're able to have that freedom to help others.
Right.
And now that window is going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
looking
so
forward
more
to it.
freedom.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Amen.
And also the nonprofit part of it. There's people who donate to others so that they can have ministry, and that's been limited because I can only give so much time to the ministry. So I'm hoping that people will sponsor others who can't afford to pay anything, that will grow as well, so that we'll have more and more people being affected by the freedom that Jesus can give them, just because others are willing to sow into that.